Hi all, welcome back. Nowadays, most frequently asking Java interview question is nothing but Java 17 features. Okay, Java 17 features. So in this video, we will discuss about one of the Java 17 features, that is none other than sealed interfaces and sealed classes. So the basic purpose of sealed interface or sealed class, right? It will be restricting the inheritance of its class and interface. For example, let's say I am declaring an interface with a sealed keyword. So what will happen? I am restricting the inheritance of this interface. Only the classes I specified here allowed to inherit this interface. So with the permits keyword, I specified the few classes names here. So only these classes only allowed to implement this interface, allowed for the inheriting it. So by using the sealed interface or sealed class, we will be restricting the inheritance of its own. So we will be specifying the classes or classes which has to implement or inherit this interface at the time of interface declaration itself. Other than these classes, right, if any other classes trying to implement this interface will give compile time error, it will not allow. So that is the main purpose of sealed interface. We are restricting the inheritance, and whatever classes we will be specifying with permits keyword, those only will be allowed to inherit this interface. No other classes will not be allowed to inherit this interface. That is the basic purpose of sealed interface and sealed class. So I have mentioned child 1, child 2 and child 3. These three classes only allowed to inherit this interface. Okay, let's go for child 1. And one more thing, what we need to do here, all these child classes, right, whichever we specified with permits keyword, those only will be allowed to inherit this interface. That is first point. Second point, all these classes should be final because this interface having the test abstract method, right? Sealed interface method, sealed interface having the test abstract method. It should not be suppose child one is the child class and it's allowed to inherit it. It should be final because if we don't keep it as a final, let's say another class, some child x or child y, let's say inheriting the child one, then this test will be available to that child class, right? So to prevent that and to keep the sealed class and sealed interface purpose, we need to keep that. For keeping it, we need to make the child classes as final so that no other classes will be allowed to inherit this, and parent interface, sealed interface having abstract method is not visible to any other classes. You got it right? So sealed interface purpose is restricting the inheritance. We will be specify the classes allowed only to inherit. So with the keyword permits. So only these classes only will be allowed. Okay, and these classes allowed, fine, and these classes should be final because these classes implementing this interface and this interface having the abstract method that should not be visible to any other classes, right, other than these allowed classes. So that's why we need to make it as final. If you don't make it as final, it will create a compile time error. Two things: at the time of interface declaration, we will be specify what are the classes allowed to inherit that interface. That is the first thing. Second thing is that child classes, right, whatever inheriting, those should be final. Two things while defining the sealed interfaces. Okay, now let me try with another class. Let's say child 4. Okay, and let me make it as implementing the sealed interface, and let me make it as final. Okay, and let me override this parent interface method here in the child 4. First we discussed, right, what are the child classes allowed to inherit. Those we need to specify here: child 1, child 2, child 3. These only will be allowed. But child 4 we not mentioned over here, right? And in the child 4 we are trying to implement that interface. It is not there in this permits list, and we are trying to implement the sealed interface. So it will not be allowed. We have put the restriction over there so that it's not allowed that. Got it right? So child 4 is not there in this permits list, and we are trying to implement that interface. It will be not allowed. It will give the compile time error. Okay. Suppose while declaring the interface, right, let's say we give the child 4 is a permitted one. Now see, in child 4 that compile time error has gone. So whatever we mention here with the permits keyword, those only will be allowed to inherit. Now just now we have seen that child 4 is not there in the list, and we try to implement it here. That's given compile time error. Then after adding that child 4 in this permits classes list, right, that compile time error has gone. So this is the purpose of sealed interface and sealed classes in Java 17. So we are restricting the inheritance of the interface or class, which class has to inherit the interface or the class. We are restricting the inheritance of the interface and classes in the package. That is the sealed class and sealed interfaces in Java 17 features. This is most frequently asking interview question nowadays. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.